they got away with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you must be feeling the same way. It was an enormous effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, I sort of felt for most of the match that, we should have won the game. But, when you walk away with two things sometimes. You walk away with the 4 points, or you walk away with the fact that you're proud about what we were able to put in the performance that we did. And we don't walk away with both of them today. We walk away with one. And so I can't fault. I'm proud of what the guys did. They hung in there. I mean, it was... guys were going down, and there's not much we could really do about that. And chasing, and just even late, and the desperation to want to will themselves to the contest was nothing short of sensational. So no, and I reiterated that basically back to them, and just sort of said, look, the one thing we didn't compromise was our trademark, and we didn't compromise on that at all. And they were courageous, but we didn't get the win. So when you fight so hard for something, it's difficult to walk away licking your wounds. But they can walk away with at least that we've been able to uphold that.
What about the load factor? Because 18 blokes had to do the running for 21 blokes.
Yeah.
For half the game of footy, they'll feel that.
Yeah, and look, we had Clay Beans on the field, probably injured for a little while, and we had to hold him over because sub rule and all the like. So that means that others are carrying the load just so we can get our rotations done properly, and just sort of try and hang on to that as long as we possibly can. So and the other ones were obviously they started to go down in the third quarter. So we battled away for as long as we possibly could, and we battled away to the last 2 minutes of the game, and they just got that. They got that ball forward at 10 points down, and sort of I guess a lucky ball you could call it that, and got it forward and uncontested mark, and they kicked the goal. So and that got them back in the game.
How's the captain, mate? And what would you make of his game before that incident that forced him to be on?
No, it was very solid. He has to get some scans and make sure. So we didn't want to risk him going back out there. So it was best decision was made to just be able to keep him off the field. So he'll get his scans tomorrow, I guess. So we'll wait on those. Staker's a little bit more serious. So again, without confirming anything, we think it's a significant knee injury. But we've got to wait for the scans to confirm that.
Is it the cheek, possibly, or the
it'll be cheek. Yeah. So just wait and see. And any risk there you just can't take. So just no point going out there.
Possibly a forward.
Possibly an ACL, but that's just what they suspect at the moment. So.
Losing Luke was obviously pretty significant too, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we did come in healthy end of the season. It was fleeting, and we lost 2 players in a week. Luke was last night. I got a phone call about 6 o'clock last night, and he's hurt his back. So
After training?
Yeah, after training, and never phone call. I don't like my phone calls from the doctor or physical performance guy on a Friday night. It's never good news, unfortunately. But so he just we sort of waited till this morning to find out whether he was going to come up, and it was okay. But it was just again, you saw that out there, and to be able to put players out there, and when you're fighting that hard, it's difficult to do. So we anticipate he'll be okay next week, but it has costed him a week. Yeah. I'll let him tell the story.
As a boss spot, you heard yourself doing chores at home?
Yeah, almost. He was doing a chore. I won't say what he was doing, but no, he did hurt his back, and so we had that play down. But again, going back to the game itself, I can't really, finger point anything where the game, was won or lost. It was, it's very even across the board. I thought Sandlands was very important to them, and just the way they went about it. We sort of stopped Mundy for a while, and then Rains went to Pavlich, and he stopped him, and then Mundy came into the game. But that's what happens when you have a few different players. They can step up at different times, and while one's carrying the load, someone else can step up. So they were able to do that, and I can't falter the will of our players right at the very end. And I don't know how many times I can say it, but it's generally what I'm proud about them for what they got away from the game. So we've got to pick ourselves up very quickly, and lick our wounds and have a look at our injuries, but walk in with knowing that we'll be prepared for the contest, the next one.
But your 2 midfield prime movers would have, like Black and Rich, were enormous too, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. Like I said, it was very even. There was, probably pros for us and them. So, it was very even. Just, I guess, highlighting the most important players we thought that were difficult to contain at the time, and we certainly had some players that had some good impact also. It was just very tight, and then, 1 or 2 contests, and that's the difference in a really tight contest. 2 points.
You must have been thrilled getting 4 goals out of 4 new faces. Well, Jesse played last year, didn't he? But they were debutants. Yeah,
well, we're sort of trying to share the load a little bit, and we've spent a bit of time on our forward structure to try and achieve that. So we got goals from a number of different players, which is good. We don't want to be relying on one particular player, and across the pre-season we've been able to get that, whether it's been from our midfielders or other forwards. So we'll try and continue with that. In some ways, if we do lose Brownie, it's we haven't been playing with him for the pre-season anyway. We've had him for 1 game and potentially gone. So that shouldn't alter our forward structure too much.
What was your assessment of those 3 debutants and O'Brien as well?
No, they were good. Yeah, very solid. I mean, Ryan Buick was, ran really hard, and Ryan Lester probably worked his way into the game more so than got out of the blocks. And Clay Beams really got out of the blocks well and saw the ball really well and was very important. Kicked his couple of goals, had 3 shots on goal, so he certainly got involved. And so we'll keep giving opportunities to those players. That's going to be where our future is. So they'll get their opportunities, and that's all that injuries present, is making sure that we get other players to come in and get a series of games in them, so they feel the pace, they feel the tempo, and they can grow together as a group. So that's what we're committed to doing.
Obviously, your stakes sort of pretty soon after you start to play out. How stressful from a coaching perspective does that make it now with the rules as they are?
Well, that makes it the difficult one. But we'll swap an injured player for an injured player, so it didn't really matter that much in the end. So it wouldn't have changed our decision really. Yeah.
Does it makes it more stressful to have to deal with it all? I mentioned that, and then Brownie got on after that as well. So.
Yeah, well, I guess a little bit. I mean, it's just I think it's a rule that we're just all adjusting to, and while we're all adjusting to it, it's got teething issues, and so for us, we've just got to work our way through that. And when we make those decisions and how we make them and how we're part of those decisions, I thought we pretty much got it right. I wouldn't have thought, if I look back, we'd do too much differently. We hung on as long as we possibly could. We activated when we needed to, and we got subsequent injuries at the end of it. So that just meant that our other players on the field were loaded more than they should have been.
So when Luke went out and Beams came straight into the side and not as a sub, to replace the running capability, was it? Yeah,
more so. And the type, he's played midfield and just not upset that structure. Luke's played forward mid, and Beamsy's been able to do the same thing.